My name's Danielle Stewart. I'm a chartered accountant, so I'm a bit of an interloper at this Big Ideas Summit today, but I've really enjoyed it. It's really got me thinking. One of the reasons I came when I was told about it is because recently I've been having some conversations with my teenage daughters about, would you believe, procurement. I mean, they've never heard of that word, but we're on the way to the Westfield shopping centre, and all of a sudden one of the daughters says, "Mum, I'm not going to buy any clothes from a particular brand because they don't have purity of the supply chain." And I said, "What do you mean, darling?" Making sure that workers who'd manufactured the goods were paid properly, were looked after, didn't have to work too long hours, had good conditions. They were talking about that whatever the raw materials were had been taken out of the ground responsibly, or if there were animals involved, that they were treated well, that there was no bribery, corruption, ethics, morals. This is from my teenage daughters who are 16 and 19. And it really got me thinking, because I knew Tanya and I know Procurious, but I didn't realise that these kind of thoughts were coming out of the minds of such young people. And I'm an accountant, and I thought about it, and I thought, purity of the supply chain, lovely concept, but how will it work? What's in it for business, which is always my way of thinking about things. Business won't do it if there isn't ultimately going to be greater value to shareholders because of it. But then I thought a little bit more, and I realised that my daughters are voting with their feet. They are actually walking away from particular brands, even though they might look nice to wear, because there is not purity of the supply chain in those brands, because they're worried that they might be made by workers who are working, 24-hour days. Those girls are the procurement professionals of tomorrow. They're the buyers of tomorrow, the consumers of tomorrow. So it seems to me that if we don't get a bit of purity into the supply chain, then companies will lose money because people will vote with their feet and won't buy from them.